Yeah, we're good. Actually here with yet another quick tour review. And today, this is gonna be the first in a quick tour review. We're gonna be doing a double review of the new Movie Monster series, Gamera 1999 and Iris from the film Revenge of Iris. Gamera Revenge of Iris. Gamera 3. There are many titles for this film. So yeah, new Gamera figures. Yes, I think probably months back at least we had a new Gamera figure and a new Giles figure, new Legion figure. Of course, obviously the 1999 Gamera is also getting the same treatment. Before we take a look at both figures here, we're going to look at their tags first. So we're going to start off here with Gamera 1999. So as you can see right here, just the tag itself is really badass, as it always should be, because, my personal favorite incarnation of Gamera has to be the 99. As you can see right there, there's Kodakawa, which is again the current owners of the Gamera series. As you can see right here, we got Gamera 1999. We turn this right here and we get a nice little black and white image of Gamera itself. As you can see right here, 80 meters, 120,000 tons, flies at Mach 3.5, so that is something right there. And then we get the poster itself of Gamera facing off Iris. So this is a pretty badass tag, not gonna lie. And then now we go into Iris here. As you can see, Iris's tag is really cool. See Iris right there, Kodakawa, Movie Monster series. And then we get to the inside right here, and damn, look at that. That is pretty damn sick, actually. So get a better. There we go. So as you can see, he is 99 meters tall and 199,000 tons, and flies at Mach 9. So, and we get the same thing of Iris facing off against Gamera. And yeah, other than that, this tag is also really cool. So obviously we're going to be taking a look at Gamera first, and then we'll save Iris for last, because Iris is a they're both technically new sculpts, but Iris has a lot of things going for it, so we want to take a look at Gamera here first. So anyway, as you can see, this Gamera right here is obviously completely different from the old Movie Monster series. As a matter of fact, here he is with the old Movie Monster series figure. Yeah, as you can see, they're both pretty much night and day. They're very much completely different new sculpted figures. As you can see, this figure right here is slightly taller than the new Gamera figure by just a couple of inches. As you can see right here, just the back of the shells here. Let me get a better angle here. As you can see, this part of the shell right here, this part of the shell is a lot more squished in, while this one's more widened out, if that makes sense. I don't know if you guys can see it, but yeah, there's obviously a lot of differences with both the shells and the new sculpt and the old sculpt. As you can see, there's way more detail going on on the shell. I mean, there is some detail on the old one as well, but there isn't much to the point where it's like you can see it mostly. And then right here, probably the most biggest right here is the tail right here. As you can see, the tail from the detail on this one, the sculpt is a lot more vibrant, a lot more noticeable, while this one right here is kind of like just flat almost. It may surprise you though, however, because I actually prefer the original one or a little bit more over the newer sculpted one. I mean, don't get me wrong, I still fucking love this figure, which I'll go more into later on in the video, but it's just this one has more of a menace to it. You can just see it just from the look of his face. He's just really pissed. He is really pissed. So I mean, either way, I'm still happy to have both figures nonetheless. I mean, hey, you could have an open mouth and a closed mouth version, so there you go. So yeah, obviously a lot of things that are different with each figure. Another thing to point out too is the arms as well. This one's a little bit more stumpy, kinda stumpy, and you can see this one it has a full-on arm right here, as you can see. So it's obviously Bandai has come a long way when it comes to sculpting their figures. As you can see, a lot of improvements. They obviously looked at the old design of the Bandai Movie Monster series and they implemented it to this one, and improved on some things that would like need improvement and stuff like that. So yeah, I just thought I wanted to show this first, because just to get it out of the way, because I already know there's gonna be people wanting to see a comparison with it. But anyway, going back into the figure itself, the sculpt itself is really nice. It really is a lot. There's a lot of improvement once again, and just overall the detail on this is really nice. You can see, as I pointed out earlier, there's a lot of detail on the shell. You can see right here, the belly here is really nicely textured here, really nice. You see the arms here, the arms are really good. Legs, the tail, just everything about this figure itself is really nice. And then we get to see the inside of the mouth here, as you can see. The mouth here is really nicely sculpted as well. They even sculpted the tongue and everything. Really just overall, like, really a lot of improvements with this Gamera figure. Now in terms of the paint job of Gamera here, as you can see, a lot of few things that have changed. Now I hate to bring them back out again because but I want to bring in the old Gamera figure again. So here's something that that may surprise you. This is actually repainted. I actually repainted the entirety of this figure when it comes to like the claws and all that. So I have to pretty much point it out. But like but at the time, this particular figure, I'll just pull up an image of this version of it. You can see that these claws right here are actually painted, but when you look at the back side of it, as you can see, I actually had to paint mine right here, as you can see. So obviously a lot of missing paint on this figure at least. So putting that one aside, as you can see, this one, however, actually improves from what the old one didn't, So as you can see right here, we get like sort of a salmon pink color for the gums and the tongue right there. Oh wow, it is really blurry. Wow. Okay, there we go. Anyways, you can see right there, like the tongue and the upper jaw right there, it's all nicely painted right there. And then we get a look at the teeth here. The teeth are actually really nice. They have like a white yellow color for the teeth, and we get a really bright green lime color right there, which is really nice. And then we get some sprayed on yellowish white for the claws and for the toe claws, as you can see. And then we get some sprayed on light green, which honestly I personally am not I guess it's from my own personal preference, I guess, but it's like I like to have this version of Gamera to be sort of more darkish shell than, pretty much like this kind of shell, essentially what I'm referring to. Like this kind of shell is what I like. But like, this one's a little bit more brighter, which is not bad either. It doesn't look terrible. It's just, I personally just prefer to have my Gamera, more darker when it comes to its shell. Anyway, but overall, as you can see, the under shell right here, it's a greenish brown color, it looks like, and that's pretty much it when it comes to the paint job for Gamera here. Going into articulation, as you can see, now when you get this figure for the first time, this is the only articulation you're only gonna get for this guy. Like, this is the only articulation you're gonna get, just the legs. As you can see, I am fully rotating them, as you can see. Just the legs are the only parts of the figure that move. And keep in mind, the old one had a lot more articulations. You can see the arms can rotate, legs can rotate, tail can rotate, and a little bit of a swivel on the neck here can rotate. I guess you could say it could kind of swivel, is what I'm saying, which honestly I don't really understand why it would have that. But I was able to find some very loose glue seals on my figure. So obviously, I broke them. Yeah. So as you can see right here, 2 more extra points of articulation on the arms. So yeah, as you can see, you can have them sort of rotate like that or like that, which again, it just kind of looks weird. And as you can see, I also broke the tail glue seal, as you can see. So we got an extra point of articulation. So there you go. So yeah, I didn't even bother with the neck because, you know, there is no real point of breaking that. There is a glue seal on the neck. I mean, if you want to try to break that, be my guest. But yeah, so if you get this figure just as it is, there's only going to be 2 points of articulation and 1, 2, 3, 4 extra points that are glue sealed. But of course, if you break them, you'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points of articulation. And if you really want to break the neck, yeah, that'll be like 6 points of articulation. So. Alright, so now we're going to be going into Iris. Now, Iris is... Let me just go out of my way and just say it right now. This is probably the best vinyl, like, figure toy we've gotten so far of Iris. I'm trying to focus right now. There we go. Anyway, yeah, this is probably the best, like, sculpted Iris figure that we have right now. Just everything about the figure is really on point. It really is. I actually prefer this version over the old Iris figure. Like, it's really just, this figure is just really that good. But I currently don't have the Iris figure with me right now, so I can't really show you a comparison. But I can show you some images right here. As you can see, this is the Iris, the old Iris figure, the old Movie Monster Series Iris figure. As you can see, obviously it looks really weird compared to this one. Like, this one looks almost dynamic. It almost looks like something that shouldn't be a vinyl figure or like a toy, you know? But no, it is. So it's like, wow, freaking damn, bro, Bandai really be improving their shit, really. Anyway, for what it is, for what Iris is, it actually looks really good, like I mentioned. You can see just the detail, the amount of detail on the back alone is really good, and just overall, just really phenomenal right here. There is no other way of describing it. This figure is really awesome. So so yeah, just looking at it right now, as you can see, the paint job here is really good. We got some like sort of a metallic blue color and a metallic I think that's just a regular painted yellow. We got some metallic blue right here and just a plain yellow right there. And you know, obviously the vinyl itself is an orange color, of course, just a plain flat orange color. And we get some silver, sprayed on silver on the backs, some painted silver right here. And just overall, you know, we get some dark maroon color for the fleshy parts of the tentacles here, as you can see. And then yeah, there isn't really much else to say, really. It's an Iris figure, and the paint job looks decent for what it is, for how it is. So it's not really much else to really say. Now, as I mentioned before already, the detail on this is really nice. The sculpt is really nice. And just overall, there's so much of this that's really just on point. Like, it really is impressive for what it is. Other than that, though, this is what I'm basically saying here, guys. This figure is better than the old one. That's all I'm gonna say. At this point, we're gonna be taking a look at the articulation, and when it comes to articulation, there are some parts of it where I kind of wish there were articulated parts, and you know, just yeah, I'll show you once we get around to it. But for right now, let's show the obvious ones. So obviously the arms are gonna rotate. They don't rotate all the way around, unfortunately. I think. Hold on. This. Yeah, there we go. This is how hot. This is as much as it could go without, like, you know, hitting these parts, these flaps of wings here. I don't even know what you would call this. I think those are like, yeah, I think those are wings, maybe perhaps. But yeah, as you can see right here, you know, this is as much as it goes. And then these parts right here of the arms can swivel right here, which is honestly pretty cool because you could get some pretty decent like you know, if you want to punch you or something like that, like stars or something like that. I don't know, something stupid like that. But yeah, you know, we got that. And then of course the ankles here rotate all the way around 360. I don't know why that one got stuck. This one went fully, yeah, I don't know. Anyway, so here's one thing I will say that the old one has, like, sort of something good, is that the tentacles. All right, the freaking tentacles here, the possibilities you could do with all those tentacles. Anyway, yeah, as you can see, these ones have glue seals right here. We do a little bit of a close-up right here on the figure itself here. Now, I can't exactly get a really good look. You can't really exactly look at it, but there is a glue seal on the tip of the shoulder right there. And there is a glue seal on this part of the figure right there. This whole thing, this little seal right here, that's a glue seal. So, yeah, there is some glue seals around the figure to really just hold in the tentacles and stuff like that. But honestly, when it comes down to it, I do kind of like wanted articulation on the tentacles, because like the other one actually had articulated tentacles to move around and all that. I mean, yeah, it wasn't like you couldn't pose them around or anything like that, but like, you know, like it can move. So I mean, I will say this though, is that the tentacles on this one, the sculpted tentacles on this one, have a bit more character to it, if that makes sense. Like, you can see, like, some of these tentacles are like different, like they're pointed, they're obviously pointed like up, you know, obviously, but like here, for example, right here, as you can see, like, you know, as you can see, this one's a lot more lower down and it's gonna scroll up, and then you can see this one like goes all the way up. You know, there's a lot more character with it, if that makes sense. So it's really good for the most part. So now that we got everything else out of the way with both of these guys, let's do some size comparisons. Here he is next to the old Movie Monster Series Hyper Giles. And lastly, here he is next to the other new Movie Monster Series figures that I have. I have the new Legion and the new Giles. Obviously, I repainted them, which is something I probably plan on doing with both of these guys too. So overall, do I recommend these figures? Honestly, when it comes down to it, if you don't own the old MMS Gamera figure 99, and if you don't own a Iris figure, then these are probably going to be your only best bet of getting like a figure of those, you know. Just everything about these figures are amazing. Just the sculpt, the new sculpt, just everything about these figures are really good. It's just there are some things that are lacking, or just things that I personally just don't really like too much. Just from my own personal, it's my own personal thing. Like, perhaps you guys like those things that I found to be like not really that decent for the most part. But yeah, you know, overall the sculpt, articulation, detail, paint job, everything really good. You know, obviously I do plan on repainting these guys, of course. I really do recommend them, and they really are a must-have. Obviously Gamera 99 is my favorite incarnation of Gamera, and Iris is a pretty badass monster for what it is. So yeah, for the most part, that's pretty much it. I got nothing really much else to say. Hope you guys enjoy this video. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe for more videos like this. I'll see you guys in the next one, and sayonara.